for you guys, how is it coming back after so long to reprise the roles of the ladies?
So fantastic. It's like a family reunion. When we first saw each other in the booth, it was very exciting. And just seeing, we grew up together, obviously, 30 years ago. Oh gosh. Saying that out loud is scary. But yeah, right? I mean, none of us were married or had kids, or we've really been through so much of life.
I had a kid pretty early, 26 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think my firstborn is yours.
Yeah.
That's how far back we go.
Yeah.
I know. It's like a dream. It's just, it feels so good to, I mean, in the first place, we're actors, so we love working.
Yes.
And, when I first got the cast in the show, it was just one of those things that you're like, oh my God, we are so lucky. And, I said this many times that I learned so much as a writer from King to Hill. And, the rhythms, like the way I like to write, the way I like to hear things. I love heart. I like a sweetness, but I like it to still have teeth. And so to be in that world and a part of that world again, with my old friends and with Sal coming in, Saladin, who's like an OG fan of the show, just infused a new energy in there into this world that is very much like still that it's still Arlen, It's
It was nice.
really
I
good.
recently saw a friend of mine, my best friend from high school, this guy John McCrae, back in Marshalltown, Iowa. And he's a journalist that works in a little newspaper in Vermont. I hadn't seen him in 15 years. We saw each other pals, and he hadn't changed. Well, Tim, that's the same goofy dude that I knew back then. That's so great. He's married, he's got a couple kids, and that's what it feels like going back to Arlen, going back to the show. It's like his old friends that hadn't changed.
That's perfect
You know what?
metaphor.
Oh, they're fantastic. They're still the same as they were, and it's rare that you get that opportunity to encounter someone as they were 20 years ago, like John. But here we are, and it's such a warm, inviting, full circle kind of meeting. It's a real embrace. It was pretty wonderful.
I'll just add, as Pam said, I was a fan of the show before, show running this version of it. So for me, it was like coming back and just seeing people that I had missed as well. And like I enjoyed our table reads so much because you guys would come and sit down and you'd be catching up with each other and you'd be talking about, oh, it's so fun to do this again. And our job as writers was to recapture that energy that they had with each other and then put that into the scripts, in terms of characters and things. So that was really fun for me.
Can you talk about, was it just stepping back into it and writing the same jokes again? Has 2025, the modern time, changed how you feel about country folks outside Dallas?
So, I mean, and these are all things that we wrestle with, right? Because, in writing, especially when you bring something back, you have to answer the why now? Like why not let it be, And Greg and Mike, when they first came up with the idea of, maybe continuing the show, it's been in the works for about 10 years and they've been talking about doing it. And it was that process was figuring out, okay, if you're going to do it, how do you make it relevant? How do you make it, something that makes sense? And the show was always a little bit of a love letter to Texas, a little bit of the characters. But we wanted to be careful not to just make it, something that's just commentary about how things have changed, because we see that enough in the news. It really was more about, like what Toby was saying, how real people have evolved, how real people have grown, how real people have stayed the same. We want to show both sides of that, So we set the show up to where Hank and Peggy are kind of coming back to Arlen, just like all of us who watch it will be coming back to Arlen. So there will be some observation about what's changed and what's different, but the show really, really lives in the fact that the things that don't change are the things that matter the most, right? Relationships.
Yeah.
I think that was so smart to make them go to Saudi Arabia.
Came up with that.
I just think that's such a really kind of not even it doesn't feel inorganic.
Right.
It's like a really clever way to make them feel like a fish out of water in the world.
Right.
The way everybody feels right now. We're all like, wait, what's happening?
Right.
You know, and like,
Crazy.
you know, everything is just like freaking white LED overhead lighting and bad music and you know, you can't say that, you can't say this, and all of the kind of the new rules, which are what. So I just think it's really a smart way to do it, and to make Bobby, you know, to just kind of push forward, like I don't know, 7.
Also, even if the show's the most turbulent the show can get, it's still gentle.
Yeah.
It's gentle. Everyone's gentle with each other. They can be hard with each other, but there's an overwhelming kind of gentleness that you don't see very often in shows, and you definitely don't see. It's hard to kind of find that out running around in the world today. So I think anytime you can kind of maximize that kind of sweetness, that gentleness is perfect.
And I think right now that's what we all need
Right.
more than anything. So smart.
Y'all have, going into y'all's characters back in the booth, y'all have y'all's own little lore that y'all have created for y'all's characters between the time.
It lives inside me. He lives.
Make me the hope.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just, it's, you know, you become the Bible of your character inadvertently.
Yeah.
Even though we were talking today about like the fans are the ones who really will hold you accountable.
That's so true. They
You
know
know,
everything.
They like do not deviate or whatever. So it's like, we need, you know, they're as much a part of the show. You know, you and your college guys growing up. Ew, I'm just imagining you guys in your dorm. Ew. Oh my God. Imagine.
Why you?
Because.
Oh,
No, that's so funny.
Awesome.
But it was easy to go back into it. But then you have questions. You're like, you know. But I have 3 kids, so you know what it's like. One day you look at your kid and she's walking up the stairs, and I'm like, oh my God, you just became an adult. I just saw that. The click.
So true.
You know.
Yeah.
And so if people like may go, well, I don't know if I want to see Bobby older or anything like
Well,
that.
even when I saw the first drawing of Bobby, I went, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh no,
so
Bobby's
true.
a dude. Oh wait, is that okay? Oh yeah, okay. Get used to that. That's all right. That's all right. But the first look is like, oh, you don't love Bobby. So it's great, but it is a little shocking to see.
I also think from an acting point of view, it's like anytime a character hits, it's usually because the actor is just drawing upon themselves. Like whatever Connie's attributes are, you know, I can just tap into the part of me that's like that. And so it changes from role to role, but I think this wasn't really too far of a stretch. I just had to look to my kids because Pammy and I are, I don't know, Charlotte's older, I think, but
26, yeah.
26, yeah. So, I mean, since Connie is now, you know, close to my kids' age, I have to kind of like think in that mentality because it's so different from when I was in my 20s.
Well, I had a mental thing because when I would see a picture of Bobby, I'm like, oh, that's me. Oh, like I'm like that looks like me to me. Like I see it. I'm like, that's me. You know, it more than if I saw a photo of my lady face. It's Bobby. It's so.
That's funny.
Yeah. And when I started doing Min, and back then, almost 30 years ago, I was kind of channeling my grandmother. But now I'm like the right age to be doing Min.
Totally.
But I'm actually older than Min.
Were you worried about making such a big change with a lot of these characters coming back?
Yes, you know, it's conversations that, I mean, Greg and Mike had made this decision when they decided to bring it back, that they would age Bobby up. So it was something that we were committed to, but yes, we were worried that, you know, people were going to say, oh my goodness, you know, I want Bobby to stay young, So we took it upon ourselves to make sure that you still see that Bobby that you grew up loving inside of adult Bobby. Like, you know, like I always joke now with me and my friends, is like, we all stopped at high school pretty much, you know, like we have jobs,
Emotionally invested.
mostly it's like,
Yeah.
you know, all it takes is going back to visit your family for a holiday to realize, oh crap, you know, this is just like it was when I was a
But
kid.
Sal, he went to MIT.
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
So you know, I was a nerd then. But so hopefully, yes, the characters are aged up, and that's something that we do want to embrace creatively, because most animated shows don't do that. But I think the joy is going to be, and I think, you know, you had mentioned this too, Toby, just seeing, you know, inside though, that they're still the same.
Yeah. That's a brilliant thing about what they did with aging Bobby up, is you look at him, you go, he's a dude now. Oh, he's still Bobby.
Yeah.
Because Bobby was always like an ageless
Exactly.
character.
He was already.
And he was already like a grown up
Right. So true.
person.
Yeah.
And he was teaching his parents, you know,
Right,
he
yeah.
really was.
He did
Like,
something, yeah, he was.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Peggy thinks she's younger now. It's weird.
Oh, bless her heart.
So, since you've been a fan,
Yes.
and you just didn't do that, you did Wonder Years, I love that show.
Thank you.
And I feel when you have a fan coming to take over something like this, you can see the passion come out, and I'm looking forward to seeing
Aw.
tonight the trailer.
Mhm.
Or actually, I don't know what episode we're gonna watch.
Right.
Are we gonna watch?
I don't know,
I think
that's
it's just a
nice to
trailer.
see the
I
trailer.
think it's
At least a trailer.
Yeah.
What have we got
It's gonna
coming?
be a clip.
Oh, chocolate clips.
Exclusive though.
Yes, exclusive. But
Exclusive.
I like what you did with Wonder Year. I'm looking forward to see what you and the team put together.
Hey, Sal!
I think you're gonna be pleased. I really do. I think, you know, I think we kept what was so special about the original, and I think we wrapped it in something that's gonna feel relevant to today as well. But that core is very important. So this has been interesting, you know, and I've been in a situation like this before. When Greg and Mike, you know, gave me the biggest compliment in the world, asking me to come and be the showrunner for this, they were like, you know, we've done our version, we had our baby, we wanted this to be yours. And I quickly realized they were lying. It's still very much their baby, right? Still very much their baby, which is great. It's fine. I'll tell you why. Because when we started doing the season that you guys are getting ready to see next month, it was so great having them be hands-on, because it was so important to just for us to feel like it was the same world, right? And they had created rules for the world. And so my job was to actually take those rules from the world and make them rules in this world, okay? And so in terms of, you know, answering your question, I had a learning curve myself, you know, because I got ideas about, you know, how to do the characters. I love the characters, I knew the characters. But there's something to be said about the people who, in my case, literally embody the characters, okay? So in terms of, like, you know, running a show when you are shepherding someone else's show that did before you, I do think it's very important, as much as you can, to make sure that they feel like they're watching the thing that they create as well, right? Now, they'll say that they brought me on because they wanted me to add something new to it. I do think that we did that, but it was just very important to kind of learn what the rules of their world were. Also to learn what rules to break, because we did do that as well, because, you know, I think that's creative process has to be that in some kind of way, you know, what's something that we can show a character do in this version that he probably would not have done in the previous version because he hadn't had experiences yet. So those are things.
So when you watch it, do you get to see your imprint on it? Do you see it and go, oh, that's okay?
Well,
I see this too, because you have to be able to see that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, you know, Hank's black son. Oh crap! I should have said that.
Yeah!
That's cool. Not kidding. No. Yeah, seriously. Like, so like,
you know, as objectively as you can,
Right.
you go, yeah, okay.
So I'll be honest with you. There are certain, and you'll see, you know, coming from the pilot. The pilot, me, Greg, and Mike work together. So there, you know, things there that are all our points of view. But there's certain episodes that came. I'm like, okay, now I'm starting to see my version of King of the Hill storytelling. Which is great. Which is still King of the Hill storytelling, but I could say it's just because of also my experiences and my point of view. So that certainly was a part of it. But you know, I think I would have been more like Icarus if I tried to start with that and not let it start with more a version of Mike and Greg's story.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or are there story arcs y'all might miss out on the first run that you're maybe trying to push a bit more?
For me, the greatest thing was to just see what they did because we trusted the writers so much the first run we had. It's like any situation that they put us in, we went, oh, fantastic. And that was so complete trust in these guys. They were really good. So, yeah, whatever they wanted to do, I'm definitely behind now. Yeah.
Yeah, what he said, absolutely. I wouldn't think that I could come up with something as brilliant as whatever the writers would come up with. No way.
The only thing bringing Connie back from the dead, yeah, giant chins, way too long for a man.
He grew.
He grew giant chins. His ghost, ghost costume, has giant chins.
Was there a particular like catchphrase or line that you were excited to be able to say again? And for you, was there one that you particularly wanted to write again?
How did you guys start? You guys live with it.
I mean, anything. I'm a whore. I'll say whatever.
I don't think, did I say I killed Fitty Man?
Yeah.
That's not my favorite things ever. And now and again, someone will come up to me like on a set or something and go, did you kill Fitty Man?
Actually, I should rephrase. I think I'm slut. I said the wrong word.
That's my favorite.
Speak. There's so many. Oh my god, the tattoos. There's so many people who have a Bobby tattoo.
Oh, that's so awesome.
They got cotton gin.
And like the one, it's like a bobby pin. So it's like a bobby pin, but with
Oh
this
my
head.
God,
That's
very
a lot of
sweet.
people, and a lot of people have Bobby sitting with like a bag of chips with his shirt up. I'm like, why the fuck did you put that on your?
I would like Bobby as Dalai Lama.
That's
That would be
the
the best.
best. If I would get
Yes,
one, it would
yes,
be
exactly.
like on my chakra or something.
Well, what's your catchphrase?
I don't know. Do I have a
Do you have
catchphrase?
one? Yeah.
No, I don't know. Connie and Min have a catchphrase. I don't know.
I'm gonna call it catchphrase.
Or anything.
Yeah, I catch attitudes for sure, but not for sure.
Yeah.
I know for the writers, we were all wondering when we would have Hank say that boy ain't right. You know, and I think because we didn't want it to feel the same because Bobby's grown now, so I think we put a twist on it, you know, in terms of how what Hank would say now, what he felt about Bobby, the way he used to feel then about how, you know, it's turned out.
He's always gonna be his boy.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Thank you, oh yeah.
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 That came back easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
exactly.
So one quick thing.
Yeah.
So the photos show that Bobby supposedly is a chef. So is he the chef or does he report to a chef? One. And if that's the case, do we hear Bobby say, yes, chef?
No, don't give any of this shit away.
Exactly.
No, sir.
I don't know what I can say.
You
Dad.
can say yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the chef.
Yes.
He's the fox.
All right. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you get.
He's the chef and she's the mom.
Yeah. There we go.
That's our time, folks. All right.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.